So the loading time for the maps has been pretty bad recently for me. Yeah, it's finally going now. Carson Vanish, we're back. Yeah, it blue screened me. Apologies for that. Yeah, well, as you can see, I don't know how much of it you've seen. I don't know if you actually got as far as being able to see the blue screen. But that's the risk of doing like the modded playthrough, is when I get blue screened, it basically just cuts the live stream, which is a bit of a pain. Darren Russell, hello. Epic Boss 218, I'm back. I appreciate it, man. Rebel by choice, yeah. He's found his way back. We're still here, we're still going. Damn, we're back. Exactly. We've made it. Hey, Mr. Lone Wolf, Load Toad 84 here. How's it going, dude? Appreciate you joining us. Hey, Bubba, how you feeling? Yeah, not too bad at the minute. But a little bit tired. I didn't go to sleep last night, but yeah, apart from that, feeling pretty good. Bobby Wasabi, that made me laugh. The game just couldn't even imagine seeing a loaf tip over. To be fair, this thing is a little bit boaty with a loaf on its roof, I'm not going to lie. Still worth it, but glad we're back. Same here. Saw nothing, no truck rolling. All I seen was like, it looked like I was about to tip basically, and I think I flung a winch out and then it just blue screened me, so you probably got cut off at the same time as me. I think it cuts the like video feed when it blue screens me. It said microphone audio was still working for like another 10 seconds, and then it just said, yeah, broadcast ended or whatever, broadcast stopped. Just another Lone Wolf video to like. I appreciate it, man. Thought I should roll it down. We can get it. Oh, wait there. Oh, I've got an autonomous on this. Makes it a little bit anticlimactic and easy. Let's see though, wait there. First we've got to get the loaf out of here. I don't want to tip that thing. Let's see. I'm going for it. Oh, he's already given him a nudge. Oh, look at him, he's holding a log. He's trying to chuck it back in the trailer. What a goddamn professional. That's why you need to get yourself a loaf. Oh yeah, he's got the autonomous. Might have to get a little bit closer. Victory horn. Right, let's get up here a little bit. The other nice thing is the crane is attached at the back of the truck, so I can be at like the shortest distance and I'm already beyond the back of the truck. So it's a bit of a sketchy grab, that one, but even though you can see the claws are all bent up and it's only half hanging onto the log, it's gripping on it a hell of a lot better than the yeah, the arcade one we've been given. trailer too far away. I just disconnected it from there. What a moany bastard. Last thing I do just want to try quickly, just curiosity more than anything, but you've got to know these things. Can we tip the loaf on this tree? It's going to be... Probably just pluck it out, yeah. So it will knock it over the crane. I just want to see how well this crane can lift. Lift the loaf. I'm going to tip the bloody thing first. Do I watch any of the streamers? Just trying to think. Not too many, because I don't tend to watch, like, necessarily a big long... There's a lot of videos I've put on that I sort of have on in the background as well. I did used to watch, if anyone's... who played, like, World of Tanks Blitz. What's it? Bushgron Blitz. Used to watch some of his tank live streams, but for the most part, to be honest, I don't watch that many live streams. Well, yeah, it's gripping onto that wheel a lot better than the other crane. It did slip out eventually because I was flinging it around. See, Loaf's got damn professional when he lands on his wheels. But yeah, clearly that crane is good. I like it. Right, let's get back to the action. Let's get a bit of daylight on the go as well. Make it awkward to grab. Of course it will. Just wouldn't be SnowRunner if it didn't. There's my winch. Wish it'd just start, you know, like where you're looking. I don't mind that it offers me loads of winch points, but it's when I'm looking at the loaf, I activate the winch, and then it offers it me like over there somewhere. Like when game did you get the hint that I needed it over there? Put it back on the trailer. I could do, to be honest. It was only if it's on this medium logging trailer, it'll probably tip the trailer pretty easily. Well, the trailer's bad enough to tip them without it. But I reckon this crane would easily get it back on the trailer. Like, I could tell from how quickly and easily I just lifted the loaf in the air then. You have to get it pretty precise and right with the new logging crane that we've got. But yeah, that thing held onto it. It's just got better grip. It's not got the like arcade claw mechanics where, like I said, obviously arcade claw machines are set to be too weak, so they automatically drop the toy like 99 times out of 100, and that's what the new logging crane feels like. This is where it's a logging crane and it just grabs the logs. You don't need, whether it's realism or not, you don't need the realism of it not being quite strong enough to hold a log. It's just, it does what it's been put in the game to do. And yeah, I sort of prefer that. Like I said, same with the heavy cranes and all that, they're stupidly weak. And a few people have said like the large cranes are probably about realistic, but I don't know. I can pretty much see an entire recovery yard from my windows in where I live. And they've got cranes of varying sizes in there that lift a lot more stuff than something the size of a loaf. And they lift it fully extended and all sorts. Even like little recovery high-up cranes that are lifting like broken cars onto the back of a little transit van and that, so yeah, the size of the large cranes in this game should have a bit more oomph to them. looks like the crane has a winch connection. I'm not sure actually, we'll look in a sec. You could be right though. Always on its feet. What the heck? Exactly. Like I said, I can't really... I couldn't have made it up with the loaf for this long. If the loaf was a bad vehicle, I just wouldn't have been able to get the amount of footage I've got of the loaf doing good things. And I edit it like... You probably get to see 5% of what I get up to with the loaf. This appears to be stuck. Oh, what the hell? See, it even offers me a vehicle I don't own that's abandoned in the middle of the wilderness before it offers me my other bloody truck. Oh, even the loaf seems... He's not having a good old time. That's not going to help. Let's try that one then. Oh, I'm in reverse, that probably doesn't help. So he's not going to grip a lot on this pavement, to be fair. Well, what I was actually going to do anyway was, see again, it offers me that, like, just offer me the obvious one that I want. See if we can use them as a winch point. So it's pretty stuck in there, isn't it? I can definitely get it out because there's that post there. Stuff on there, a giant rock by the looks of it. What keeps moving at the back? Oh, it might be that seat. Oh, like that. Yeah, I'm surprised this got stuck here. It's going for it's not worth, like, you might as well just attach it to that. It was in there pretty good. Wondering if the loaf, or maybe the Apache, don't have CGs below ground. What's CGs, please, do? I'm not even sure what that is. Eric Kenyon, hey Lone Wolf, finally caught a live stream. Enjoy your content. I appreciate it, dude. Good to have you joining us for the old live stream. We just, yeah, got the Mustang, the 6-wheel version, and a goddamn horse. Nathan Province, Wolf, do you have a Discord channel? No, I don't. I'll probably eventually get around to making... I don't really understand how that all works anyway, if I'm honest. I've heard of it before. I hear a lot of people having one of these Discord thingamajiggies, but yeah, not got one myself yet. I'll let you guys know though, if and when I ever do. Nathan probably... Oh, centre of gravity. Well, I know the loaf has definitely got a very low centre of gravity. The Apache may be the same. I'll be honest, I've drove the Apache like for a good 10 or 20 hours when I first bought it, but I've not really driven the thing since because, yeah, I'm just not really keen on it. Centre of gravity. Everyone knows except me by the looks of it. I'll know now. It's a chat room. Oh, is that like, yeah, Discord thing? It's basically where the balance point is on a vehicle. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've never seen it just spelt CR, if you know what I mean. That's never seen it abbreviated like that. But yeah, I know what you mean, and I agree. The loaf has definitely got a very low centre of gravity. I am supposed to be field hopping somewhere around here. Yeah, I can't remember with the Apache, but the loaf I can definitely guarantee has got that. The loaf doesn't really weigh anything up high. Its weight's all sort of in its chassis and its wheels, really, so hence why it is so good at staying on its wheels or getting back to its wheels. Well, apart from the blue screen that stopped the live stream. Oh, then again, it might actually. Well, I was going to say it might actually do that medium log glitch thing where it just lets you keep delivering them, but it wasn't to be. What else we got to test? Let's have a quick look. Could possibly run something else there. If not, we'll just jump something else on a different map or something. I'm sure I did have some other mods. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to try. That one. 7-speed or a 4-speed? 7 sounds good to me. I have a video of the worthless Apache actually self-righting itself after a full capsize. I suspect many of these useless vehicles have. I'm sure there is some things that are good about the Apache. It's just it's so horrifically slow that I don't know. I just couldn't bear to drive it anywhere. But again, for people who like slower pace stuff, it's like I don't think it was a terrible scout, as in it did what it needed to do sort of well enough. It was just incredibly slow at going about it. I won't go too mad with all that. Oh yeah, well I can't have logs on this one, but what can we do? Oh, it's got rear steer. That could be good, it could be bad. Oh, again, why do they put these bloody log trailer things in the corners? Let's see what mission. We'll go and try and find a mission, and then saving country bread. Have I still not rescued that little goddamn professional? There he is. Oh, I think I already have. He's basically sat there chilling. Drowned bricks. Nope. Nope. Jesus, is it all just rescuing bricks? Bricks and drowned cars. Okay, well. We'll find another map. Mission will have something. Or will it? Not a lot. We ain't doing that many logs. Okay then. All I want is just a normal trucking mission. Nope. Nope. A normal mission that doesn't involve like 50,000 supplies. Well, it's not looking good. I don't want to do that many logs. I can get fuel on here somewhere. It must be. I think you can at the fuel stations, can't you? Yeah. It's not very off-roady though, is it? What map should we do? I don't know. A road train with that truck, nice because the rear steer. Yeah, I must admit the rear steers. I didn't realise it had that. We'll see if it's twitchy or not. I don't necessarily think it will be though. Pedro Bay. I think I've kind of nailed most of the relatively normal missions. Is there anything that's just take a bit of cargo somewhere? Bloody explored that. Well, I might end up just doing, where is it? Yeah, Southbridge. It was a bit anticlimactic, but... Oh, I've got truck and storage. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of missions a little bit. Again, they seriously do need, like, they would extend the life and playability of this game a lot, really, if they just let us be able to reset the missions. Or a bit like how Grand Theft Auto 5 works, you don't strictly reset the mission within your gameplay, but every time you complete a mission it just goes into a list of like replayable missions, and it sort of loads you up separately and you do your little mission, then it loads you back up to your game. But the point is you can replay any mission at any point, which, yeah, it's just it does help it a lot. Rebel by choice, Pedro Bay. The only problem is with Pedro Bay is I've got to drive there from Northport, and then once I'm there it's kind of like, what do I do once I'm there? Got a high range. It's a 7th speed. There's a loaf floating in the air. What a goddamn horse. Look at him go. To be honest, if I'd realised, I probably could have timed that right and got the loaf in the trailer. Right, in fact, wait there. Look at that trailer. Hey up. Coming on board. Do you think Phase 4 will be the last major update? I honestly don't know. It might be the last, like, major update, and this, to be fair, is a pretty big update. It's bigger than all the last ones we've had, but I think there's probably still enough interest in the game that they could potentially do either a Season 2, or if not, like, a full Season 2, they could still add like one-off map packs or something, and truck pack. I mean, like the Apache and the Western Star 49X thing, like the DLC paid for trucks. I could see them adding more things like that as well. I think they're kind of tied to, for the most part. I mean, they got a lot of flack, and I get why, like rightly so to a degree, with the Apache and the 49X being paid DLC, so they're kind of, I think, waiting for Season 1 to be over. So we could well see, yeah, a lot more, like, individual DLC things being released. I mean, to a degree, I hope they do. It'd be quite cool. Right, metal beams. Metal rolls in there. So we'll go and get the metal rolls, turn them into metal beams, and go down there. Sounds like a plan. So we'll just fly across there. See how she goes. Sounds pretty good, I can already say that. Bit of a smoky beast, I can already say that. God damn, Stevie Wonder eating heart out. You mate Ray Charles or something. I mean, look at that. I'm even more blind than I normally am. And that's an impressive feat. The rear steer so far is feeling like it's making it a little bit back-end happy. But again, I've sort of... Give me 30 seconds or whatever to kind of get used to it. Yeah, you're definitely gonna struggle to miss a corner. That was not even full steering, that one. Wonder how long it will take to download. I should imagine a fair while, because I believe there is, yeah, 4 maps for this one. I assume that's going to be like the biggest invincible tree, kind of the biggest chunk. And is there 5 vehicles getting added? But again, I don't think they'll take that long to download in the scheme of things. But yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a while. Normally it takes me, I think, an hour or two, so this one might be like maybe a 3, 4, 5 hour update. Add 2 maps to the 2 map regions. Yeah, true, so they could do something like that. I'm sure it's on their mind if there's if they think there's money to be made there. Then yeah, they could well do it. You know what, I don't need that fifth one, but who knows? One day I might. I'll drop it off at the beam factory. Miss not having a high gear. That's gonna mess with my head. Worst horn, it's not the best. This is situations like this where high gear is just nice because it just gives you all the available torque in yeah, quite a nice balanced gear really. High gear, for me anyway, is the best gear in the game. Drift semi, exactly. To be honest, trucks like this sort of drift pretty easily. Again, my brother's got an Arctic lorry. It's the, yeah, the Volvo something 550, I believe. But obviously they're made to tow like a big heavy trailer, so when they're not, they yeah, they drift pretty well. I've seen him drift a few trucks. I was following him years ago, and he was drifting an 8-legger, which was pretty funny. Drifting it around a roundabout. It was pretty nice as well. Pretty nice drift, if I say so myself. I don't know if that's what you call them, like 8-leggers. It's like the big fat dumper trucks over here that have got like 4 axles, 8 lots of wheels. Rebel by choice. Great, usually I have to wait about 13 hours. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Phew, not too many years ago really. I used to not have like proper internet, and I used to like run it through my phone. And playing World of Tanks Blitz, every time it came around where you had to update the game, it'd be like a 1 to 3 gig update or something. It was costing me about 10 quid per gig of internet, because I had like one of those little dongle things, like a SIM card internet, and yeah, that cost like a hell of a lot. In the end, I used to like I paid for it myself, but you can use other people's internet as like a hotspot. I used to have to walk around trying to get close enough to somebody's house to borrow their internet signal to Sorry, I'm just concentrating so I don't pack the wrong thing. Yeah, just so I could like update that game, and that take bloody ages as well. Other than costing me like 30 quid to update the game, if I did it myself on my SIM card thing, yeah, it'd take about 12 hours. But I remember at one point updating the game at like 20 to 1 in the morning, stood near some houses, borrowing the internet, and I just remember thinking, if please pulled up now. Like, what are you doing? And my excuse is, I'm downloading a cartoon tank game, so I can shoot people in a tank. Yeah, they're probably not going to believe me. Not at like nearly 1 in the morning, snooping around some houses. The most innocent thing you could possibly be doing that looked incredibly dodgy. The Heavy Wrecker has a manual gearbox, which is actually quite fun to use. I'll have to try that, but I must admit I kind of forgot about that. Someone did mention that a little while ago. I just got 1.5 gigs internet. Is that like on the like a phone SIM card type situation? Oh, you naughty boy. Well, the thing is, I wasn't even stealing their internet. Like, I paid for my own internet. But yeah, like, people who are with the same company, you can kind of use their modem or whatever it's called as a hotspot. So I wasn't actually taking anybody's internet. Not that I wouldn't have, if it was possible, if passwords didn't exist. But yeah, it was just I literally needed to get near enough to someone's house so I could pick the signal up. And yeah, no regrets. Saved myself 30 quid doing it. And yeah, I did like playing that World of Tanks Blitz. I do like playing it every now and then. It's one of those games really, it's just sort of carries on and on and on. So I kind of get a little bit bored of it, don't play it for a while, and then every now and then I get the taste for it, go back on. So these something has got my trailer, even though I'm very far away. Pretty sure something is still pulling on my trailer. I don't know. It seems to be moving a bit better now. Fiber, 1,500 MPS download speeds. I'll be honest, I know basically nothing about computers. I don't know if that's a quick download speed or not. I genuinely couldn't tell you what my download speed is. I'm assuming well, again, like my granddad lives below me, so funny enough, it's the same situation. He's with the same company that my internet's with, so I don't actually need my own internet modem box thing, because I just use his internet as a hotspot. And to be fair, I could just use his internet, he obviously wouldn't care, but I just have my own internet because I just did anyway. And but yeah, that's like the situation I'm running now. This is being live streamed to you via my my granddad's internet box. I used to borrow my neighbour's Wi-Fi to download updates. Exactly. It's got to be done. Them updates ain't cheap. Not when you're paying for like, yeah, 10 quid a gig or whatever it is. That's, it's time. It's time to borrow. I now have Viasat satellite internet. I believe it has 75 gigs. That sounds pretty good, pretty juicy. I think by the end, the biggest one I got on my phone was, I think I got 20 gigs a month at some point. And in the end, I kept using that. But it was funny because I upgraded from like a Nokia, whatever I had back in the day, that had like WAP, was it called? On instead of like full-on internet, it was just a very, I don't know, like a beta testing version. Yeah, and then when I got an iPhone, just obviously the upgrade in the quality of like the screen and the clarity and what it could download and all, it just started eating the internet like way quicker than before. unused bandwidth is just a waste. See, I roughly get what you're on about all this bandwidth stuff, but again, for the most part, it kind of flies over my head. Just, I don't know, not very good with computers. Again, when I was at school though, we had like one computer lesson a week for an hour, but never really did anything other than get shown how to use like Microsoft Word and Paint, which is why I still remember how to use them. You give me Windows 98, I'll be having the time of my life. Bit of Minesweeper, bit of Solitaire, bit of Microsoft Word and Paint, good to go. I remember when we, at the school I was in, it's genuinely true, we first got like a computer room with a load of computers, like internet. We had internet before, but it was only on one computer. This was like a brand new computer room where we all had a computer. And I was in my design DT lesson, design technology or something. And I needed to print out a picture of a paintbrush, and I typed paintbrush into Google. And again, this was back, shall we say, before Safe Search and all that. And I don't know how many of these I need, I'll take that. And when I typed in paintbrush, the first pictures it brought up was a load of lesbians dildoing each other with paintbrushes. And then my teacher seen it and gave me a detention, and it was like, fortunately the teacher was pretty cool. So as soon as I just shown him, like, all I did was type in paintbrush, and it brought up hardcore lesbians. He was like, he was all cool about it, but yeah. That was the internet back in the day. Scary time to be alive, but it was a great time to be alive. I was fine until they moved. It's pretty selfish of them. Should have sent them a note. Like, how dare you? How dare you move when I have things to update? 5 gig speeds, unlimited home Wi-Fi. Phone plan now at 20 gigs. Was just upgraded to 12 from 7. 20 gigs, that sounds like, yeah, you get a fair old bit of use out of that. I remember, what was it? Oh yeah, Call of Duty. I used to play that online through that, like, dongle SIM card thing. I mean, that's the main reason me and my brother had it. And it ran that fine. Like, I never ran out as far as long as I only used it for, like, Call of Duty. But yeah, that obviously wasn't nailing the internet back then. Oh, I only need 2. Job's good and that's built. We'll go and have a look. We'll go and probably bring out one more mod, go for a little fly around, and then we'll probably call it a day, because, well, we've only been going like 40 minutes on this stream, but what was the other stream? Was it about 2 hours long or something? Let's have a look. Oh, 140. Not too bad. Overall, I was going to say with this truck, kind of been yapping on as I've been driving it, but yeah, pretty good. Pushing my luck here with a turning circle. Not a chance. I only don't want to go round this post because I know the trailer's going to do that thing again where it just kind of sticks in. What choice do I have? I have to ram it and hope for the best. Good old rear steer though. Yeah, overall I quite like this truck as well, I have to say. These are turning out to be some pretty nice mods. Is it just me, or have the hitbox or hitboxes, whatever, with the trailers have been a bit odd tonight? But again, that's usually a sign, like you get little weird bugs and things happening. It's usually a sign that the next phase is very close. Because I assume, yeah, they keep adding things in the background, they're probably adjusting code and all sorts in preparation for when they release Phase 4. And I don't know, I just feel like tonight I've kind of noticed a fair amount of trailers just kind of sticking to a lot of things. If you brush them against a tree, they're gripping on pretty well. I get 1200 gigs a month and still go over. God damn. 1200 gigs. Must be like the most high definition porn available. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Brewdog. Loud in Iowa, or Iowa. I always say it the other way when I read that. Now Google just shows regular paper pictures, I know. Well, yeah, they probably still do. I was going to say, take that safe search off. And you can have pictures of paintbrushes doing all kinds of things. Least of all painting. Must admit, I didn't realise until long ago that the internet was more than just a gigantic porn repository. I didn't realise you could research normal things on there. Almost midnight here in Delphia, South Carolina. What is it here? Almost 5. Oh yeah, so you're only 5 out. That doesn't sound that bad really. 5 hours behind. Annoy the users into being so unhappy with the game as is they won't hate the update as much. True, kind of a bit of a distraction. Little bait and switch. Definitely, particularly when you're going slow, that rear steer gets a little bit arse end happy, but other than that, yeah, I do quite like the truck, I have to say. Looks pretty good, sort of suits the game. Tyres are pretty nice in it. I don't like the fact that it's not got a high range, but again, that's just me personally. Should unpack the load. Two girls and one cup. Good evening, Mr. LoneWolf. Bobby Clotman, how's it going, dude? Good to have you joining us. Everybody should know 2 girls, 1 cup. I remember as well, back when, I mean, the internet obviously existed. When I was at school, but I didn't really have access to it. But the certain videos going around on phones, back when like phones could first handle a video. And to be fair, the pixels were few and far between. But yeah, 2 girls, 1 cup. There was one with a horse. I mean, I won't be too graphic, but let's just say a woman and a horse. And apparently the woman didn't make it. As in, she died. Apparently. But that could be a load of nonsense. But yeah, there was some seriously messed up videos going around, doing the rounds, back when I was, had me, what, not Nokia 3310, it was one I had after the 3310. I think it was like the 50 something. It had a rubbery case, but I can't remember beyond that. Did me proud though for a while. Right. First of all, we've got to find a mission that is worth doing, that's not too crazy. Oh yeah, I know what I did want to do though. I did want to go rallying with that train. Which would be better for train rallying? Let's try this. Looking forward to phase 4. Yeah, same here, man. Oop. Oh hell no. To be fair, there was no choice, and there was no knowing what you're gonna see. It was the nature of the schoolyard. You just hear someone like, "Oh, you got to see this video," and that's it. You might see something magical. You might see something horrific. Did I have a train sat around here somewhere? Thought I did. I've got a feeling we can get some pretty high speed going with this train. What happens if we ram it? Stops us pretty good. Delphi. I don't know, I'm not sure what Delphi is. So I want to know if we're talking about the various rabbit holes the internet can take you down. Oh yes, at least it gave me the right winch point. Right. and we get a high-speed train. This is like Japanese bullet train in development years. My first phone that had access was a Motorola E85. I remember that name rings a bell. Had 0.7 gig speed, screen was 2 inches. It's mad as that. I remember when like phones had like a 1-inch screen though, and then when someone had a 2-inch screen, it's like, fucking hell, look at this guy with his widescreen phone. Do you remember that phase when phones were like, the smaller the better, and there was one called a Nokia, I'm sure it was the 8210, and it was tiny, it was like not much bigger than a matchbox, and obviously at the time that was like smaller is better because it was just, I suppose, showcasing like they can fit all that technology in a tiny little phone. And then yeah, people soon got over that when you came to like the iPhones, then people wanted like bigger screens. Right, so we're pulling this train pretty nicely. Can we just special with it? That's the question. Ooh. Oh yes. Uh oh. Well, sort of. Hey up. Not over yet. Dropping the hammer. Going for the overtake. Oh, invincible tree. Oh, we killed the train. That went pretty well. Oh, I'm still winched. Is that what the hell am I stuck on? Did I ever deliver that train? Oh, maybe I did. Oh no, weightlifted. That's good. I can restart it then. Delphia. Oh, it's pronounced Delphi. Ah. Oh. Could have been worse. That'll do. That little brick was indestructible. Dropped from 6 foot onto concrete. Put battery back in. Close cover. Turn back on. Yeah, I when I had my Nokia 3310. Literally used to play games of, not full on rugby, but it's, yeah, we're all in the park and we'd throw my phone around just because it was built like built like a loaf. Nokia 3310 is yeah. I think when a nuclear bomb goes off, there'll just be cockroaches and Nokias. And of course, anyone old enough, you remember Snake. Snake was the game everyone had to play in like the late 90s. First phone I had with a camera was 1.2 megapixel. Do you know what? I think mine was as well. I think it was that, again, I can't remember, it was the Nokia 50 something I think. But yeah, I believe I had a 1.2 megapixel camera, which was like at the time, obviously above most people had like a 1 megapixel. And now, I don't even know what pixel my my iPhone is, but it's a lot more than 1.2. Uh-oh. Train's going to take me with it. Oh, I've knocked it off the track. Anyway, that's enough messing around. I just wanted to see if we could go flying around with the train. Have we got any more mods to try out? Mind having another little look at that Azov Bear thing. So a quick look. LG chocolate slide. Just the name LG chocolate. I never had one or anything, but that definitely rings a bell. I think you're right, it was Nokia or something. Yeah, the old school Nokias were definitely built to last, they were. Well, they have it now, like they call it planned obsolescence. So car companies, I remember hearing it about Ford, but I'm not just singling out Ford, there'll be loads doing it, where they literally like purposely make sure a car will become useless after a certain amount of time. Whereas back in the day they never did. That's why you hear of like old school, like the Toyota Hilux is just renowned for being an absolute bulletproof monster, because obviously when they built it, yeah, it was like they didn't purposely make it to be dead in a few years, and it seems to be the same with the Nokia 3310. The only thing that went for me in the end was the battery ended up swelling up and getting fat. I wonder if it can still have a trailer. Let's have a little look. And the other thing, I'll recover this in a sec, so I'll show you something else that I quite like when you get these mods. Yeah, that's good, so it can still have a trailer as well. So in theory, I wonder if... Can I put a logging crane on? That's a bit odd that it kind of sits in the sideboard, but what I was going to say is if you had to go and do, like, again, that farm mission, doing 6 lots of medium logs, you could take like 1 lot in the trailer and just keep loading up this rear thing and get it all done in one. So yeah, it just opens up more options, which is pretty nice. Wonder if it's got any taller sideboards to it. But there is another thing anyway that doesn't really... Where's the saddle? Does this not have a saddle? I'm sure it had a saddle, because I was checking a... trailer earlier. Okay, I'll see if I can get it with this then. How cool looking were the Matrix phones? They were, yeah, I must admit. Funnily enough, wow. I know of someone, it was just quite a funny story in a way. It was basically in England, there was a big shipment of those Matrix phones coming into England. And I don't know this person, but I've kind of heard of them, I've seen them, not officially met them, etc. But they apparently were involved in stealing a cargo container of these Matrix phones. And long story short, they ended up like Panasonic or whoever made them got so pissed off with it, they wouldn't send any more to England for ages. And I remember it as a kid, like everybody wanted this Matrix phone, and there was kind of like a drought of them in England, and yeah, and just years later I ended up hearing this story about this guy that tried to steal, well, he did steal a cargo container full of them. I think he got caught and everything in the end, but just, yeah, that's why there was like a major, even worse drought of, apparently, of these phones. But yeah, the Matrix phones were like the slidey down bit. I know exactly what you mean. I wanted one myself at the time. I believe I still have my 3310 by then. Well, it's not offering me that kind of trailer. So can you get a saddle on this one then? Yeah. Any saddle high though? I want to see, because this normally comes with like a bit of a unique trailer that would be quite handy for some of the big logging missions. Ah, that one. Insufficient space. Is it off its head? Oh, I don't know. I don't know why it's not giving me. I won't mess around anymore with that because, yeah, it's just burning time on the live stream. But in theory, if you can get that trailer attached with the login thing and all the rest of it, you could do some more runs with, like, well, yeah, less trips back and forth. Let's have a look if there is any other mods I needed to buy out of here. Don't think there is. If not, I'll probably go and choose one more mission to go and do with one of the trucks. And then, hang on a minute. It looks like a pickup loaf. Why has it got like a cab on the back? I'll have to investigate that in a minute. Any more mods we need to grab while we're here? That's the Mustang. What trailer's that got on the back? So we'll check this out quickly. Oh god, here we go again. Quite like how low that sits, because then you're not really going to have any issues with rolling. Well, in theory, assuming the weight's fairly sensible. Let's give it a go. That's some serious snorkel. The hell? Looks like I could fit me a loaf in there. Jesus Christ, got all kinds of add-ons. What the hell is that? Well, it looks funny, but it'll probably be a bit odd. Let's go for it. What could go wrong? Yep. It's a bit quick, not gonna lie. Doesn't support current apps, but it will connect to Wi-Fi, play music from an SD card, and has a replaceable battery. It's like a phone. My stepdad's still on, like, I don't even know. Phone's not made long after the 3310, I know that. he was, when he was at work, he seen a fire. There was a whole building on fire, like, over the road from him, and he filmed it on this phone. And honestly, he tried to show us the video. It's just like a little postage stamp size screen. And yeah, about 24 pixels making up this apparent fire that we're supposed to be able to see. But we can have quite a lot of trailers as well. Not going to let me have that. Can you get any of these? Like the towable ones? No. Second S4 went 4 years until my cat knocked it into his water dish. It's pretty unlucky, that is. Well, this thing, I must admit, it looks pretty cool being a 6-wheel thing. To be fair, if I had the time to go through each engine, like this one's obviously a bit of a lunatic. Job it brings repair points with it. Not a killable tree. Might have to try. I mean, it's quick to the point that it makes that L400 seem reasonable. That's about the quickest I've ever gone in this game. That might well have just been the quickest. Some high speed train. Uh-oh. Just gotta we get it moving? I don't like moving, does it? Once you get it moving, we should be flying. Yeah, there we go. Just needed a bit of encouragement. Hopefully USB-C settles it, as someone with fading eyesight. Micro USB is a nuisance. I don't get all these new... Every other thing I own is some kind of different plug that you have to use. USBs are pretty handy. Kind of one size fits all, or it was for the most part. Same cat in Avatar. Named channel for him, Aussie man. Oh yeah, 2004. Oh, I remember you saying, man. Yeah, that is sad. It does suck to... I hate losing pets. This thing wants to go. Yeah. Oh, we're getting some good speeds. Okay. It's not the easiest to drive. Train's about to run me over. Oh, it's racing me. It's killing me. We killed a tree. That is like style points on the tree kill there. Excuse me. Well, that was enough of that, but that was pretty fun. Mowing the weeds. That's some serious weed to mow. Noel Yu, hello, how's it going, dude? Yeah, this thing is quick, to say the least. Also, it seems to be pretty bloody good at not rolling. Unless I'm just incredibly lucky, but... I kind of feel like I would have rolled it by now if it was... Nope. I was just about to say, what's your speed? Enjoying that speed. I don't think the tree would agree though. Well, and then, yeah, see, it's definitely... Funny enough, I've not had a touch wood, I better say, blue screens with using these Max trucks. But other people have said they have. I seem to get blue screens when I use those M181 mods. Not many, and I'm not knocking the mods, like they're nice mods. This thing absolutely motors, as long as you can, like, yeah, keep it in a line. Right, does it tip back to its wheels? Yeah, that's pretty good though, I have to say. Credit where it's due. Right, so I think we should go and find one last mission to do with one of the mods, and then, like I say, we'll call it a day. I could just drive around this for a long time. It's clearly got a lot of health to it, because I've been smashing it all over the place, and it's... Cover. That's the one I want. Right, what one shall we use? I honestly quite liked... Oh no, I left it at the farm, didn't I? That other Mustang, that six-wheel Mustang. That was actually pretty nice to drive. Too fast control. Yeah, it is, but I will say there is a lot of engine options. I believe I just went and stuck, like, a blatantly OP engine in it, so I could in theory put the normal Lodestar engine back in. So there's a lot of scope. If you, I haven't got the time, like while I'm doing a live stream, it'd probably take me 20 minutes, half an hour to set that truck up and read through each engine and all the rest of it, but I thought we could use that for something. Yeah. Alright. We're going back. And we'll use this Ford Click because, to be honest, it doesn't get much use. Obviously, it's the like the electric pack version. anything lift that train yet. Not as far as I know. I tried it with a heavy wrecker, which I believe is by far the best crane that I've used myself yet by a long shot, and yeah, that wasn't able to lift it. It's just too much of a dead weight. I suspect that's not any particular mod, but how one interacts with another. Oh, is that like, yeah, to do with the crashing? It could well be. Like, over the months with the mods, people have been posting comments, and there seems to be, like, for some people it's, yeah, the M181 mods. For some people it could be, like, they've had trouble with the heavy wreckers and that, whereas I've had zero trouble with that. I've had no trouble with Fox's mods. To be fair, I haven't heard anyone that's had trouble with his mods, but there was just, like, there was no real rhyme or reason. It was just some people got glitches with certain mods and others didn't. I use mostly M181 and JBE mods. Yeah, I use the JBE mods. Again, like the M181, the Bruce glitched for me a few times, and then that bigger, like the Kolob, was doing it for me a bit as well. But again, it wasn't all the time. I mean, that Mustang one obviously glitched earlier on the live stream. I don't know if that was specifically the Mustang. I'd soon work that out if, like, every time I kept driving that. But I just noticed, because I was going to do, like, some review videos on, like, the M181 Kolob thing. And, yeah, every time I was trying to get the footage, it just kept blue screening me. Oh, yeah, that one. I want a trailer. Daylight. The crane on the Mustang mod is strong. Oh yeah, true, because it got its own, like, sort of custom crane. I'll have to check it out in a minute. Can't pack them on my truck because of the wrong position of the trailer. Doesn't make sense. That's right, game. So yeah, well, for anyone who's not seen, this is the Ford Clip thing, but it's the electric version. It's actually, I'll show you. To be honest, I quite like this. Whoever told me, I appreciate it. It's got quite a nice a bluish sort of light to it, which I don't know why. This feels more pleasing to the eye. I could handle driving more at night with this kind of colour. Maybe you drive better at night. I think it helps. Like, you just can't see everything you've run over. So plausible deniability is easier when you drive at night. Someone actually like, did you run that kid over? It's like, no. I didn't see anything. You'll never get me to admit it. The only time I experience crashes is with mod maps. Yeah, I think I had a few on mod maps as well. That's why, part of the reason I sort of steered a bit clear of them. JB Lodestar with Ford bed is pretty useful. Yeah. To be honest, again, it's like if this whole mod limit thing wasn't in place, I'd have all those mods on. I just have to keep kind of mixing and matching through them so I can, yeah, have enough free space, which is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. Some mods is better than no mods. And to be fair, I can't drive like 50 all at once, so it's not been the worst issue. I'm surprised you're not playing on stage 4. I haven't got stage 4. I'm only on the PlayStation. I've not got the PC or anything, so yeah, I've not got like access to the test server. Again though, considering this thing's double hauling logs as well, it's ticking along pretty nicely. This is a much better truck. This is feels like very nice to drive, and it's as good as having just a completely new truck. But at the same time, it still doesn't feel yeah, overpowered or anything. It just feels like somebody took this highway truck and threw some money at it. Forget, say, the electric system, but it's now all-wheel drive, and it's, I don't know, yeah, it's just suited to the game. I just downloaded the mod map Red Canyon, really awesome map. Yeah, I've heard good things about that. I might have to check that out at some point, but again, a few more save slots would help, because I've kind of got my first playthrough. This is my second modded playthrough. I've got a third modded playthrough, which I test a few mods out that I can't fit onto this one, but then I generally like to get the mods on this one to make a video, because I've got more stuff unlocked on this one. And then yeah, my last playthrough I've been like mixing and matching, or using it to like load different mod maps, but obviously each time you want to try a new map I've got to delete the last one and all sorts. So I don't know, yeah, it's just they could do with giving us like 10 save slots or something. Okay then, F1 on stage 3, when did he finish all the missions on the sizing? I'll be playing on stage 3, he can do whatever he wants his account. Well yeah, I can't get phase 4, so there's not a lot of choice in the matter. PS4 Slim, about 30 mods enabled. Yeah, now I've turned a few off. Like the Heavy Wrecker uses quite a lot, and I've turned that off for the time being, and that's able, like, I've freed up a lot of other mods, depending which ones you choose. Like I said, Fox's mods seem to use practically no RAM, and they don't use a lot of like the other normal memory that it says we need as well. Yeah, the JBE mods are very good as well. They seem to be like pretty low on the RAM cost. I don't know, a lot of stuff like it. That L400 thing I tried tonight, that seems to be alright. The Azov Bear and that Bar Boss, or whatever the bloody hell it's called, they seem, I was able to turn them on. The electric packs, that I've got both of them turned on, so I get, what is it, 10 trucks between them. I've got the Max Scout pack on. I don't think I've got the Max Truck pack on, but I probably would be able to turn it on, because it appears that the Max Scout pack uses Soddle as well. So yeah, all in all, as I scroll through it, I've probably got like 30 to 50 modded trucks available to me, but like I said, some of them sort of arrive in bulk from the Max Scout pack and the electric hybrid pack thing. Trying to read comments. You can add LED light into the cab. Looks cool in the dark. I'll have to check that out at some point. To be honest, I'll put it back into daylight so we can actually see the truck. But yeah, I do actually quite like, since I've used this thing, I quite like driving it, because I don't know, I quite like the truck. But the in-game version is just not good enough to really do missions with, but I kind of like the truck, so it's nice to have a version that's actually capable of handling some business. Derek Weems, just realised I can play the new map since I'm on PC. What? Exactly. You get a little head start, but yeah, that's pretty cool though. May as well get on it if you got access to it. Of course you're gonna tip. Oh, it's just accepting them. Oh, that makes that easier, doesn't it? 16 grand, not bad. There was something I was going to do. What the hell was it? Oh yeah. Well, we can definitely say that logging crane version of this Mustang thing is very good. That, I definitely like that. That gets a thumbs up. So is it just that crane? I'll give it a quick go. Maybe it's been strengthened. Why can it lift this? Yeah, it's not strong enough to lift that off the floor. But it's going to be like ballpark, kind of the same. You can jiggle it around like this, but that's more you kind of cheating the game more than the individual crane itself. So yeah, it's about the same as normal, to be honest. Yeah, that though, definitely I'm liking that. Old school PS4 had 53 mods installed. Yeah, I mean, that's it's pretty good going. Like I say, I think there's just some of the mods are just a serious drainer on the on that RAM space. So we can go for another triple. It's so nice to have a crane that rotates the correct way. And it gets the triple again. Shaking it around as much as I can. See, it's got some floppiness in the crane head, like... Oh. But... Go down. Yeah, like... It was returning to the centre and keeping them nice and level when you need it to, which is nice. And we even just tipped and we still have all three of them. To be fair, oh, I did put them out. I was going to say I probably should put my crane legs out properly. But clearly this crane is like, yeah, just way better. Like the fact that I can do that with it and I'm holding on to all three of them. Well, it's holding on to them so well, it tipped my truck. Automatically packs the crane back for you, which is always nice. Well, it'll help if it got them legs in. One last thing I do just want to try before we call it a day. Quite likes that box. Impregnate that box, to be honest. I wonder if I can lift any of Bruce up using this crane. Is that John McIver? I hope I've said that right. What truck is that? I believe it's the Mustang, yeah, the Mustang 5320. It's a mod truck. It's fairly new. I think it's been there like maybe a couple of days, maybe a bit more. Yeah, to be fair, Bruce is a bit hopeful to be trying to lift. I've only got some of it off the ground. Find something a bit easier. See if we can lift the four-wheel version. Oh, I had my crane legs back there right now. I'll get myself a little bit straighter if I can. Oh yeah, clearly. The grip is a hell of a lot better. I mean, to the point where it's going to tip me over eventually, but... yeah, that's a lot better. I suspect the bigger the mod, the more likely it is to cause problems. Possibly. It depends what you mean by bigger. Do you mean like a bigger truck in the game, or just a bigger file, or... almost get it off the floor, not quite, but that's definitely lifting it like probably more than even that large crane would be able to do. In fact, all the cranes there, let's have a look. It's clearly way better though, way better than the one we've been given. To be honest, as long as I have the twice twin steer and the iceberg, then I'm happy. Yeah, true. They are definitely both worth getting. The crane can basically do the same thing. I think obviously there's a bit less, like I can get less height on that logging crane, but the crane can't get this off the floor, it can just lift it up. So that logging crane is basically about as strong as this, which is pretty good. If I go out to the side, I assume it'll try and tip me, although the crane legs are a bit better on this. Yeah, just I'm trying to lift the crane the whole time there, it's not doing it. Those two could finish any map, yeah, easily. Even fully retracted in, is it? Oh, it's going now. Get him on there? Probably not. Yeah, the crane's just run out of juice. As soon as I move, it'll pull on it. Bigger file. Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean. I'm not sure if it always translates. Like, there's certain mods that say they take 700 megabytes to download, but they use very little RAM space, like that Delta pickup as an example. But then on the other side of the coin, there's some mods that may only take like 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 megabytes to download, but they use a lot more RAM space. Like the Heavy Wrecker seems to be quite... that drains quite a lot of that RAM space, but it's not the biggest mod file size wise. But I get what you mean. Yeah, the more intricate, more stuff there is, the more stuff there is to go wrong. Well, for the most part, I think that is about it. It's even got its own like little crane platform at the front. Hang on, we get a loaf on there. Okay, we'll investigate that quickly and then we'll call it a day. Of course, you're not going to let me get it. Hey up. Even easier. Calm life. Jono's mod spot. What's up, you goof? I'm all good, man. Are you? We've got to know these things for science. Well, I do anyway. I just thought as well, having a crane like that, does that mean you can pop logging wheelers? Feels a bit quicker changing gear, maybe. Oh yes. So many good things to try. But if I have a load hanging on the back of it, it would. I like it. We'll practice with that one. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to check. Does that crane have a winch point, like a crane point? That's what we needed to find out. A little loaf cradle. That's what it was built for. Can't pack him. He's wedged in there pretty good. Right, crane mode. It does look like it's got a... yes. Hang on. Well, yeah, it does look like it's got a winch point. It has, but obviously when I press X, however, I wonder if there's a way. It's definitely... I'll have to have a play around with that and work it out, but yeah, like there is a crane point, a winch point at the end of the crane, which is pretty cool. But obviously, like I said, normally you press X to activate it, but that's just making the crane. And then when I go attach winch, it doesn't offer me the crane as a winch point. Grabbing a bit of thick loaf. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I'll have to work that out at some point. But overall, I really do like this, to be honest, this Mustang. I like the setups that we've got. I definitely like that crane. Oh, it was pretty good doing the login, to be fair. To be honest, all the mods have been pretty nice. If I go back... Oh, that was just crazy, but it was pretty funny. But I appreciate that, just crazy. Yeah, that bar boss thing is pretty good. At least that can have the saddle low. I'm sure I got a saddle low on that one earlier. That Azov Bear, though, that's definitely pretty good as well. That's like the main cool thing about this. It's obviously the amount of things you can add. being able to just run that setup. And still being able to have a trailer as well. And yeah, 800 repair point. It's just like, it's a very good setup. As part of like your road train, there's quite a lot of stuff that can carry. So yeah, I'm liking them. That trailer quickly. And then what was the other thing? That RNG tractor thing, that one. That was pretty good as well. A rear steer, which was quite nice. A little bit erratic at slow speed, but nothing crazy. That was pretty good as well. The L400, I definitely recommend checking that out. And that Rhino, that was pretty cool. A little bit iffy, like you seen what was happening with the gearbox, where it just judders and goes a bit crazy. But other than that, it was yeah, pretty nice. So like I said, we may as well leave it there because I could just keep going on perpetually, but I won't keep you guys just sitting here watching me mess around with loaves and cranes and all the rest of it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining me. It's been a good old live stream. Hopefully, this time next week, Phase 4 has been released, so I'll be obviously onto those new maps. I can't guarantee it because it's just with my sleep pattern, and I never know what's happening with that. But once Phase 4 comes out, I may even do 2 live streams a week, as and when I'll work something out, maybe. And yeah, to get a bit more of that on the go, because I might uncover like one of the maps live and all that. That'd be quite fun to do something like that. What we got? Shino's mod spot. You mess around, Lil. I do like to mess around. Aussie Man Knight, I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for joining us. Bobby Wasabi, good stream, Mr. Lone Wolf. Enjoyed being here. I appreciate it, man. I enjoyed having all you guys here. It's funny. It's fun talking to you guys, to be honest, while I'm just messing around. It's nice to be able to actually just respond to questions, like speaking it, because when I'm typing it, it's kind of, yeah, I can't add as many ums and ahs and this and that I like to when I'm talking about things. But yeah, Mark Rowe, I appreciate it. Majski, I hope I said that right. Thanks for the great stream, I appreciate it, dude. Fox CRF 450 rider, good times as always, I appreciate it, man. Good mods as always. Eric Kenyon, have an awesome Night Wolf. Mark Leary, thanks, I appreciate it, dude. I hope I said that right. CR, always a pleasure, mate. Stay safe, everyone. I appreciate it. I'm actually the top player on Overpass. I don't know what that is, but I respect it. Epic Boss 218, night. See you, Lone Wolf. Jack McIver. Oh, Jan, sorry, not Jack. I apologise. Thanks for a great stream. I appreciate it, everyone. Right, I'm going to hit the button. I'll call it a day, but yeah, I'll be back very soon, though. I'll get another video on the go. I'll find something to go messing around with. Yeah, that's the one. Right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Rebel by choice. Good night, dude. I appreciate it.